Hey, what is up, guys? It is Chris and Dan here. We are here finding out what the top three worst and best Super Bowls are of our own generation time that we saw,
That we remember.
that we remember. Sorry, Dallas. All right, let's roll that intro.
All right, yeah, as Chris said, we're going to go through the Super Bowls that we have watched, that we remember during our lifetime. So, while we've been alive since 1995, 6, something like that, where, I think when the year I was born, Dallas won the Super Bowl, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, as well.
Yeah, but we obviously were too young to remember those games. Obviously, I am a fan of, well, I'm not a huge fan, but I'm a fan of Denver and the Broncos, and they won back-to-back Super Bowls. I remember when they won Super Bowl 20 or Super Bowl 50. Yeah, I remember when they won Super Bowl 50. So that's the difference. Is I remember that game, whereas I don't remember the first two Super Bowls they won with John Elway. So we're just going to go straight into it then. Actually, yeah, let me ask you real quick, Chris. Do I do worst? Or I guess we should do worst first, right? Yeah.
I think we do number three worst, number three best, number two worst, number two
All right,
best.
let's go. All
Stagger
right.
them.
Cool. So yeah, and we talked about this beforehand, and we kind of have our own little idea of what we're doing. So okay, number three, worst Super Bowl ever that we remember. 2019, it was for the 2018 season. I think it was Super Bowl 53, Patriots versus Rams. And let me tell you, I was hyped for this game because it was the first year I actually started caring about football in college, and I wanted the Rams to win because I was so tired of the Patriots just winning and going again. And man, that game was so boring. I'll tell you what.
That was the same year that the Rams, I think, beat. Did they beat the Chiefs or they played the Chiefs and it was like 50 to
Oh
40
yeah.
something? It was like a barn burner, one of the best games ever. And I'm like, oh man, this could be a great Super.
I love your reaction. No, yeah, it was
Great
like,
defensive game. Great
yeah,
defensive game.
but of course, I think Julian Edelman got MVP. So, but at least it wasn't Brady. I just remember it being boring. I think was that the Super Bowl
We
where
play the
Maroon Five.
stats of it.
Oh, I'll tell you why. I'll also tell you why I dislike that game because we were promised a sweet victory
Yes, we were.
tribute to Steven Hillenberg, and instead we got like a 30-second, not even 30, like a 10-second clip of Squidward and SpongeBob, and then we got the horns of Sweet Victory, and it was like, oh, they're actually gonna do it, yay, Steven Hillenberg, and then no, it went
We
into
got
beast
sicko mode.
sicko mode. Thank you. It's like, really, I still cry about that at night.
I don't blame
So
you.
that was, oh my gosh, and Maroon 5, that halftime show was just bad. I did not enjoy that at all. Like, I'm pretty
It's all
sure.
lowest scoring Super Bowl in history.
I believe you. Yeah, because I don't think there was a touchdown scored until like the third quarter, right? Other than that, it was just field goals.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it was, I think, a
Fourth
Brady
quarter.
pass to Edelman, and that's why they gave Edelman MVP. But
Let's see how right you are on that. Let's see.
I know it was to
Actually,
Edelman.
I think Edelman set them up. Sony Michelle got the 2 yard run in, which
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, he did the catch. Okay,
yeah,
cool. But yeah, no. Anything else you want to
Edelman.
say about that game? Good. Sorry.
The best stats I can see: Edelman 10 receptions, 141 yards. Brandon Cooks didn't have a bad game for the Rams, but both quarterbacks 21 and 35, 19 and 38, 262 for Brady, 229 for Jared Goff. Both threw a pick.
Yeah. Well, and think of it too. It's like, what's the word I'm trying to think here? The Imagine what would have happened in LA if they had actually won that Super Bowl. Like Jared Goff would probably wouldn't have been traded to Detroit. And I don't know. I feel like I also saw a quote this year when like the Lions were struggling. Jared Goff was like, I really wish we won that Super Bowl. But anyway, that's number
Geno
three.
Smith gets comeback player of the year for anybody that's wants that
Ah,
updated message.
good. And Brian Dable won Coach of the Year. Perfect.
Yes, he
All
did.
right. So back on
Hey,
track.
we not to get off track, but we guessed these up to a T so far when we talked about this
Well,
on our own time.
let's come back to that at the end. Yeah.
Yes.
So cool. All right. So that was number three worst. I'll do or do you want to do number three best?
I'll let you do number three best and I'll do the twos.
Okay, cool. So number three best was okay. So I'm not a fan of this game because I wasn't a fan of how it ended. 2015 Super Bowl 59 Patriots versus Seahawks. I remember that was a hype game because it was basically East Coast versus West Coast, like Seattle, New England. Aside from like New York and LA, it was like Boston and Seattle. So it's like, two sides of the country. I remember Captain America, Chris Evans was rooting for the Patriots, and Chris Pratt, Starlo was rooting for the Seahawks, and they had a bet. It's like whoever's team lost, that guy had to go to a children's hospital, which actually was a pretty cool bet. They got to, dress up Ed character, go to the thing. But that game, man, it was it was a fun game to watch, but man, the ending was just so heartbreaking because like the Seahawks last year before, we'll get to this. We may talk about this later, but like the Seahawks destroyed the Broncos the year before, and they were trying to go back to back. And then this game, it was competitive. Like they both went scoreless in the first quarter. Second quarter, they both got two touchdowns or 14 points apiece.
Mhm.
And then Seattle was up 24-14 in the third quarter. Then the Patriots, they got two touchdowns, and then it came down to like the last like minute or so. Let me see how long that was. I think it was like the last. Oh my gosh, hold
Was
on.
it like a minute 42?
Yeah, it was like, oh my gosh, where is it? I'm trying to find. I'm not wasting time here, but like, yeah, it was 26 seconds, 105 left in regulation. They had a first down on the Pats 5 yard line, and then I think they ran the ball 4 yards. And so okay, yeah, this is what happened. So Beast Mode was at the 1 yard line, and they got it down to 26 seconds before taking the next snap. Okay, Seattle, they did a pass play in which Curse ran a pick on the right side to draw the defensive backs away from Lockett. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, no, it was about a minute left, and
Yep.
then yeah, so heartbreaking. Malcolm Butler, man, he should have gotten MVP. I think Tom Brady
Yep.
actually gave him the I think the Toyota Tacoma or Ford F-150,
Yep.
whatever,
Or Hyundai, whatever it
or Chevy
was.
Silverado, whatever. And yeah, he whatever
Every
truck you
car.
get, yeah, he just gave it to Malcolm Butler because like, yeah, you're the
Yep.
reason we won that game. But they gave it to Tom Brady. But again, I'm not. I was rooting for Seattle, so
I'm
but
not gonna lie, that was one of the games where I actually was watching and I was like, I'm not gonna get mad if Tom wins it because it was just they were playing so well.
mhm.
It was a great game.
It was again, as a football fan, it was a great game, but as a Seattle fan, it was incredibly frustrating. But at least they won a Super
Yes.
Bowl the year before, so there's
Yep.
that. So there's the third worst, third best. Let's do. Why don't you go ahead and do the twos?
Speaking of that Super Bowl, we'll go to it.
All right.
So
So we're at which
Seahawks
one?
versus Broncos.
This is number two worst. Yep. Okay.
So this both these games are going to kind of show it might show a slight bias. That's why this one was boring, is because it was a blowout. And the Ravens one was kind of a blowout, but I'm a Ravens fan. So what do you expect?
Well, the first
But it's
Ravens
number
one was. The
two.
second one, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do a little shout out here. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, no,
Yep.
yeah, 2000 Super Bowl. What was it? Third. I'm not even gonna try to mess with it, but um, yeah, the 2000 Super Bowl. That was brutal. 2001, whatever it was. But anyway,
2000, 2001 Super
yeah.
Bowl window.
So it was the 2000 season. Anyway, but yeah. So going
So if
back
we're going
to
off of stats,
this is Super Bowl 48, right? Yeah.
yep. Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna be
Well, because
so the
this was Peyton
Seahawks.
Manning, and
Yeah, this
like
was like his going away present almost, it felt like. But then I think did they go the next year or how'd that work again?
well, they went 2 years later in 50. This is 48, and
That's what it
so
is. And Von Miller was a tank.
yeah, but it's just yeah, man. The it was just I remember watching it, and we invited a friend over, and it was just ugly. Like I was rooting for the Broncos at this point because I mean, I was just kind of like I picked a team each year. I wasn't mad at this game, but I mean, like I'm not mad at like whoever was in the game. You know what I mean? But like,
Exactly.
let's see, Seahawks got a touchdown, and I'm assuming a 2 point conversion in the first quarter. Then they got two
Nope.
touchdowns.
So what actually happened was
Oh, tell me. Oh, sorry.
they snapped the ball, or was it the kickoff return or something like that? There was a safety, first
Oh
play of
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
game.
Gotcha.
And then they scored a field goal, which I mean, good on Denver for holding them back for field goal. When I remember watching this game, I was like, man, they're actually gonna hold them down. So I mean, that's only 8 points right there. It's like, oh man, they actually got a chance. So they got two 30-yard field goals. That put the game up to 8
Yep.
in the first quarter. After that, Marshawn run, because of course now they run the ball with Marshawn,
Oh, don't
which
get me started. Yeah.
amazing running back, best of all time. I'll stand by that. Then you had the Malcolm Smith 69-yard nice interception return,
Hmm.
and then they got another was it an extra point? Yeah, they got the extra point, and
Yep. Yep.
that would
Denver
have put them
didn't.
up. They didn't score it until the third quarter.
No, it was Demarius Thomas got a 14-yard touchdown reception from Peyton Manning, and then he got a 2 point conversion. Obviously, he had to at that point because it was 36
Yep.
nothing,
And Percy
and
Harvin got his 87-yard kickoff return.
that was just embarrassing. Though, like,
It
okay,
was. It was
It
such an embarrassing blowout of a game. It was boring to watch.
it was just
Like
yeah, I did not like watching it because I mean, and what was even the halftime thing at that point? Oh, Bruno. Okay, I will say Bruno Mars at the halftime. That was a good one.
yeah, and I'm not a Bruno Mars fan, but I actually thought he did pretty decent.
Okay. Well, actually, yeah. No, I think, and actually, I'm pretty sure that. Sorry, we didn't mention the halftime from Patriots versus Seahawks, but it was
Oh
Katy
yeah.
Perry. That was okay. Left Shark. But yeah, so Bruno Mars and Red Hot Chili Peppers was good, and then yeah. But anywho, again, this game aside from the halftime show was not fun to watch in my opinion,
Correct.
and I feel
The
bad for yeah Peyton. He was I guess going to retire, and then they didn't.
Yep. And
So
then he was like, "Oh, I gotta come back another year to get
um,
my Budweiser." Or was it is it
well, I think
Budweiser or is it
because why did the Colts trade him? Because like he went to I know Super Bowl whatever the one against the Saints and
he
they
wanted to be
lost.
traded? I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure on that.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure because like Jim Irsay, I from what I've been reading and seeing, he's not the most well liked owner. But anyway, so yeah, so then that's number two. Worst. Anything else you want to say besides it was a blowout and not in the fun way?
It it was a blowout, not in the fun way. Let me get these Ravens versus Giants stats up really quick. Giants.
Well, I was just gonna say so, and you kind of spoiled what the next one is, but
Yep.
I will say it was fun if you're in Seattle, but definitely not
Oh yeah.
for anywhere else,
The
especially
way
not Denver.
Seattle feels about that game is the same way I'm about to feel about this game.
All right, so what's
So
number two? Number two best. Go ahead.
number two best is a game where the team that lost only got 152 yards total offense.
I'm pretty sure, and I'm gonna pull this up. I am pretty sure that they got a punt return all the way down to the end zone for a field goal, and I'm trying to think. I think that was like in the third quarter. Let me
Third
pull this
quarter
up.
started off with a touchdown, I think, to the end
This
zone,
is
right?
Super Bowl 35. Thank you.
Oh, they don't have the scoring plays on
No,
here. Oh, that's wild.
no, but yeah, like I'm looking here, and yeah, so the first touchdown. This is with like 6:50 left in the first quarter. Brandon Stokely did a 38 yard touchdown reception from Trent Dilfer, which by the way, Trent Dilfer, I guess go him. But I've heard I don't know how we feel about him.
This
He's
is this was Trent Dilfer. Short passes. That was it. That's all you're getting. I heard someone when we first got Lamar try to compare Trent Dilfer and Lamar. Whoever that was that said that to me, stop it and get some help.
stop it, get some help. No. And then there was a 48 field goal by Stover,
Mhm.
and then interception from Baltimore turned into a 49-yard pick six by Dwayne Starks. Nice. And then let's see here. New York got a 97-yard kickoff return with 3:31 left in the third quarter.
Yep.
And then that's the only points they scored because at that point it was 17-7. And then Jermaine Lewis did it. He it's literally
He said,
3:31 and then
I got you.
3:13. He's like Jermaine Lewis immediately after Ron Dixon got the 97-year-old kickoff return for a touchdown.
He
Friggin'
pointed over and just said, I got this, guys.
right. And I'm pretty sure in both of the Ravens Super Bowls, because we're not gonna, for the people who are wondering, us we're being Ravens fans, we're not gonna talk about this one because we thought
that
about it, but we're not going to.
it was a blowout like this,
It
but it
wasn't
was
a
to a
blowout.
but no. In the beginning of it,
Oh
it was a
yeah.
blowout, and it just I don't know. There's so much weird stuff with that. I think we should talk about that game in a different episode, all on its own.
Okay. But yeah, I agree. So and then Jamal Lewis did a 3-yard touchdown, and then they did a 30 yard, 34-yard field goal. I can't talk by
Nope, I
Stover.
know how that is.
Yeah, and then it was
Stover wasn't a bad
34-7.
kicker either.
Yep, 34-7. That was a game of defense. Obviously, I don't know. I think the defense was just so good.
And our
Like,
running game was really well. Like it was great.
and we can't like be hypocritical because we just put number two worst was
Yeah,
48. But like, and
it's
obviously
100% because we're Ravens fans.
that and just that defense, man. Like the bullies
There
of
was more
Baltimore.
defensive scores, it felt like, and there was kickoff returns, like, and then when the Giants got that kickoff return, it was like, oh no, that's a spark that could actually help a team go. No, no, and then it was like someone threw water on them immediately. It was just like put the fire out.
And then, oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, Trent Dilfer got 153 yards
Yeah.
passing, and Jamal Lewis got a 102 yards rushing. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, Brandon Stokely, 52 yards receiving. Ben Coates got 30. Quadri Ismail got 44.
Shannon
Oh,
Sharp,
oh
five
yeah,
yards.
oh yeah. He did win a ring with that because I
Yep.
think he was with the Broncos before then. Anyway, meanwhile, the Giants passing. Kerry Collins got 112. Oh yeah, these are our offense was even better too. Just by
4 picks.
oh my gosh. And yeah, I mean Brian Billick,
Shut
man.
down Tiki Barber.
Anywho. Oh yeah, and then we had 4 Hall of Famers in here. We had Ray Lewis, Jonathan Ogden,
Yep.
Shannon Sharp, and Ron Woodson.
Yep.
Whereas the Giants had Michael Strahan. Oh, he played this. I didn't realize. And then yeah, Wellington Mara, who was the owner. And then
Priest Holmes, who was a good running back at the time.
oh, this
I
was the
think if
Aerosmith
that
halftime show too. Sorry.
and it was a pretty good halftime show if I remember correctly. I actually so the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl, I was and because when I used to play football, I used to watch this game constantly to study film. I used to watch it all the time just to watch the fullbacks.
I'm pretty
Also, I
sure
used to watch Vonta Leach.
I'm pretty sure I was at a Goodwill and I saw a DVD of like the entire playoff run from this year.
That's
So
so sick.
I almost got it, but
That's
I
sick.
was like, I'm not gonna watch
I
this. I
love
know I'm
going to
not.
thrift stores and finding random Raven stuff. It's so sick.
But anyway, so yeah, and then let's go ahead, not wasting any time. Let's go to so okay, that was number two
Who's
worst. And
number one?
all right, do you want we'll do one of us will do best and worst. Which one do you want?
I'll give you best. I'll take worst.
All right, what's number one worst?
Number one worst.
You have to look it up.
Making sure I was right before I said it. Okay, Patriots Falcons. What
50
else could it be?
51. Good lord. That was just a choke job and just oh my gosh, because like
Yeah,
I remember I was working and then I came back and I think it was after halftime, which by the way, Lady Gaga. Anyway, then yeah, the stupid 28-3. We're always gonna remember that. Like,
it's haunted them ever since.
even though the Colts blew like what? It was like 33 to nothing
Oh,
or whatever this year. We're still gonna remember 28-3 for the rest of our lives.
yes, we are. Oh my gosh, that Colts game was so bad.
Oh my gosh, but
Yeah, because in this game, there was nothing in the first quarter. The Falcons just worked them in the second quarter.
oh yeah.
I remember watching this with my cousin because he was a he's a Patriots fan. I was just like, I looked at him and I was like, bro, what in the world's going on? He's like, I guess they're just better. And me and him got so because I'm being a Ravens fan. I probably shouldn't be happy that they won, but man, me and my cousin, I remember just it was one of the worst games. But for me personally, it was a fun experience to watch it.
I mean,
But
it was entertaining,
yeah, it
but
was entertaining, but it was so bad because it's like, why did you have to give them another ring, Atlanta?
because
You
look,
were so close.
literally the Patriots only had a
Nine
field goal,
points.
a field goal in the first half, and then yeah, 9 points in the first 3 quarters, and then okay, let's take a look here. James White, 5 yard touchdown reception from Brady, and then actually missed the kick. Okay, and then there was a 33-yard field goal from excuse me Goskowski. Then Danny Amendola did a 6 yard touchdown reception. They got the 2 point conversion. Then they did yeah, literally all Atlanta had to do was just kick a field goal, and they would have been great. And
Yep,
and
or just run the ball more.
I've seen highlights of that, and they got in field goal range, and then they threw it, and then I think someone did pass interference, and then yeah, it was just
Mhm.
like
It was such a crushing because that gave them their fifth title, right?
yeah, that was five. That was
And
five.
it was the first overtime. Yeah, the first overtime game. Brady had a heck of a game, though.
Okay, yeah,
I
he kind of
mean,
deserved MVP in there, but
466 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he threw the ball 62 times.
it's
You don't
just
you don't see Brady do that now. Well, you won't anymore. But
it was just worse in that. And I guess objectively it is good, but just man, that game was such a heartbreak.
yeah, no, it was. Could you imagine being an Atlanta fan? Like, I had family members that say they're Atlanta fans, and then like I can't
Probably not
talk to
after
them
that
about
game.
that. Probably not. They jumped off that bandwagon real quick.
Well, and Matt Ryan got MVP that season, and
Yep.
uh, you had Julio Jones, and yeah, it's just
And what's
frustrating
wild,
is the word to describe
they
that game.
had. I don't even think they had a running game, right? No, they didn't. Yeah, 31 yards for LeGarrette Blunt.
Yeah.
Um,
So I don't know. It's just literally all they needed was a field goal in the third or fourth quarter, and they would have gotten it. And then nope. This is a game that really just comes down to it ain't over till it's over.
yeah, yeah.
So, but we'll both talk about number one. I'll just announce it.
But
So
also, it was the best worst, so it makes sense that that one would be number one.
best worst, yeah, because oh man, yeah. But anyway, the number one best Super Bowl in our lifetimes that we remember, that we saw, that has special meaning in my heart as well as in yours. I'm going to make sure I'm saying it right. It's Super Bowl 42. Patriots lose to the Giants, and the Giants upset their perfect season.
Helmet catch.
Praise be to Eli Manning.
Right? Helmet catch was 2008, I do believe.
Yeah, that was 42.
Okay.
Yep. Because the Patriots, they had a perfect regular season, and then they made it to the Super Bowl. They would have been the only other team besides the 72 Dolphins to have a perfect season. And then wah wah. And I think that was like the last time that, because they went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Okay. They were in, I think that's 39. Yeah, 39 against the Eagles, and they won against them. And then they didn't make it back until 42, 3 years later in 2008. So yeah, no, then yeah, and that actually,
Yeah.
yeah, they didn't win a Super Bowl from 2006, no, 2005 until 2015 against the Seahawks.
Yep.
Man, that was both
Because
the
I remember, I
Seahawks,
think the
both the
talk
Seahawks
was
and the friggin' Falcons could have just made life easier. But anyway,
they
sorry.
could have. No, they absolutely could have. And that's what's kind of funny is that, like, I think if I remember correctly, the narrative was that Eli was and the Giants were the Patriot killers because they were able to hold them out. Because during that time, the Patriots were beefing with the Ravens also in the AFC playoffs because they would bounce each other out. They would fight each other,
Mm-hmm.
like not actually fight, but like they in the Steelers as well.
It
They
was
would all three were
competitive.
competitive.
Yeah.
Those are your top three dogs during that time. I know it's biased because it's the Ravens, but I also put the Steelers and the Patriots in there. When like
Well, and probably
Patriots and
Broncos.
tied.
Well, not so
Yeah,
much Broncos at that point.
Broncos were jumping up because of at the end of that because of Peyton. So yeah, I absolutely
Yeah.
agree with you.
But yeah, no, it was a great game. I mean, literally, like I this is a game that I'll rewatch. Like I was watching
Yeah.
highlights on YouTube a month ago, and I remember watching the helmet toss. I'm like, man, Eli was almost sacked. Like, and he almost like they're pulling on his jersey, and I'm like, well, that's
Mhm.
holding. Does that holding if they're pulling on the jersey?
No. You're allowed to pull in the jersey. I think you can get a horse collar depending on where you do grip at
Oh,
though.
they were pulling at the bottom of his shirt, but
He would have been good.
okay. But yeah, no, I remember just like he fell back like 10 to 15 yards and then just finally threw it and then the helmet catch and it was legal. And then
Such a nice catch.
yep, and then that game was just
The best catch by a Giants wide receiver. I don't care what Odell did. That wasn't in the
and
playoffs.
as a Washington fan, I should hate this game, but no, as a not a fan of the Patriots, it was wonderful. And
And
then
hopefully we're able to add another game to this list. I'm hoping.
yeah, I mean, so well, okay, I mean, Super Bowl, what is that? I always hate reading Roman numerals. Hold on a second. This is
I'm the same.
46. 46 was also a good one too, because Giants again beat the Patriots, but instead of in Arizona,
Got
it was in Indiana. But
Giants and Eagles. Can't do it. Candy Patriots.
yeah.
And the Rams started it all, of course.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean,
In the initial Super Bowl, the Patriots won. That was against the Rams.
oh yeah, yeah,
They started
yeah.
the dynasty.
We don't need to talk about that right now. But anywho, no, yeah. I mean, I just again, I feel like that game was just so competitive, and there was a lot riding on it,
Yep.
and obviously they were the underdogs.
By a lot. Because what were they? They were 8-8, I think, getting into the playoffs,
Let me
weren't
let
they?
me see like what the favorite was. I'm pretty sure it was New England. Let me look
It
here.
absolutely was. Because I think the Giants were 8-8, and the Giants,
The Patriots by 12,
yeah.
and yeah, this is I think Michael Strahan's last game.
Yep.
Patriots had three Hall of Famers: Randy Moss, Junior So, and Richard Seymour. Interesting.
And during the regular season, the Giants and Patriots played, and if I remember correctly, the Giants almost beat them regular season
Oh yeah.
and almost spoiled it once.
Who did the halftime show? Oh, Tom Petty. There we
Yeah.
go. Tom Petty. But yeah, no, I think that was just a wonderful, wonderful halftime. So
Yes, it was.
so yeah, those are the top three best and worst Super Bowls according to us because it's our opinion.
Our
Anyway,
opinion. Hey, and if you got different ones, throw it down in the comment section. We are
yeah.
more than welcome to bring that interaction. Throw some stuff down there. You hate our picks, you hate our faces, you love our faces, you love our picks. Throw it out there, man. Love it.
My yeah, I got blessed with beautiful acne. But anyway, so I guess there's a lot worse in life. But anyway, so okay, yeah, I mean, if you want to stick around, I think we're gonna talk now for like a few minutes, just kind of about did did you watch the Pro Bowl? Do you want to talk about the Pro Bowl in another episode or
Ooh, I forgot about the Pro Bowl.
Okay, well,
I didn't actually get to watch it.
let's just talk about it real quick. So I watched it. Obviously, so I watched the Pro Bowl last year and it was really boring because like nobody wanted to tackle, nobody wanted to get tackled
Yep.
because like, it's like we're not playing for anything. So why would we risk injury? So I think it was smart of them to go to flag football this year.
Mhm.
I thought they were just having fun because I think they were only playing with like half the field or whatever for flag football. I can't remember. But yeah, they were having fun. I know I mean, obviously, it's a game. You ought to be competitive because I think there was like a cash incentive like to the winning team got like forty
Yeah.
thousand per
The losing
player.
team got money too.
Yeah, but like 20 versus 40 anyway.
Yeah.
And Ray Lewis was doing the defense
Yeah.
on the
Just
AFC.
coaching up Roquan Smith. I think that was just an excuse for him to coach up Roquan Smith. That was amazing to see.
And then
I
yeah,
saw
it was
highlights, just so
it
everybody's aware.
it was Peyton and it was Eli doing the AFC and the NFC. And the AFC it was up at like at one point it was like 18-3 or something, I think. And then I kind of turned it off and stopped watching. But then at the end, I saw that, and I watched the highlights again. But yeah, the NFC won, and I'm just like, what? Just like Eli to come in as an underdog and then upset it at the last second.
Upset his brother and just probably sat there and just like, ha, gotcha, Peyton.
I'm pretty sure that yeah, Peyton
Peyton
got
yelled at the
mad.
refs
Oh
because they
yeah,
you weren't allowed to kneel and someone kneeled and Peyton was like, that's against the rules. And was just yelling at the refs. It was amazing.
we're not going to get into
Um,
that
I
here,
also
but that is
saw
funny.
I also saw that during the Pro Bowl game, someone got hit. Was it Tyreek Hill got hit by Jalen Ramsey, like an actual tackle.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I watched that. I
Yeah.
was trying to remember who, and then I know. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on their names? One plays offense, one plays defense. They're brothers. Why am I blanking here? Hold on. I'm
Yep.
trying not to waste time, but
No, you're good. Do you
talk
know
about something
anything
else while I pull
else?
this up.
So, if you guys are interested, we are going to be going over Lamar and where we think he is going to end up. Top probably three destinations, I imagine, where we think that Lamar is going to go, or top three replacements. You
By the
guys got to
way,
stay tuned for that.
oh yeah, and by the way, so I got find it was Stephon Diggs, and Trayvon Diggs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I think Stephon was trying to get a touchdown, and then Trayvon either intercepted it for a pick six or just completely blocked it out of his way and pushed him. I don't remember
Crazy.
exactly, but I just remember that happened. I thought that was funny.
Could you imagine like having a brother in the NFL and both of you are going against that? That's got to be such an honor.
Oh yeah, well, and yeah, Travis and Jason Kelsey are playing the
Yep.
actual Super Bowl, but
You got the Harbaugh
uh,
brothers when they were
but
going with each other.
I will just say the Pro Bowl. It seemed like it was more fun this year. They actually care because a lot of them were just wearing hats and like backward hats and just like whatever.
They're
A lot
just
of them, a
kicking
lot of
it,
them
having
wearing
fun.
like actually like sunglasses and chains. But it is what it is. And
That's awesome.
yeah, it was fun to watch. I didn't watch any of the other things. If there was like a
Like the events and stuff.
yeah, I
They
didn't
didn't
watch
do
any of
anything
those.
fun. They didn't do anything anyone wanted. So like if they were to do stuff, like I wish they would do a quarterback competition. I just want to see who can throw the farthest and who can run the fastest.
Yeah, I
That
mean
would be sick.
they did
40
a
yard
light
dash.
they did a precision passing and Derek Carr won that for the AFC with a score of 31. Okay. They did a lightning round. What? Okay. And then a longest drive one, and that was golf. That was a golf course. Jordan Poyer won the event for the AFC by having the longest drive of 320 yards. Nice. They did a dodgeball. NFC won that over the AFC.
Yep.
And then yeah, they had flag football. Oh, that was on Thursday. All that. So it's the flag football first game. It was NFC. Yeah, 33, AFC 27, and then flag football game 2 was AFC 18, NFC 13, and then the final flag football game was NFC 35, AFC 33. So that's what happened. Yep. Um, Players who got the NFC, they won 84,000, while the AFC got 42. Oh yeah, and Miles Garrett just suffered a dislocated
Yep.
toe during the Gridiron Gauntlet event. Okay, well, anyway, but yeah, so that was that. I mean, I guess it's just more fun than anything. I mean, I don't kind of see the point of the Pro Bowl anyway. Obviously, just to celebrate the best of the best who didn't make it to the Super Bowl, but at any rate, and then so what's
I
going
would
on?
really like to see some more competition in it. That would be worth something. I think I can't remember who I was watching, but they said something like, make the prize a little bit more, and then maybe like if they don't want to do that, they could like match charity donation for the people and make them really want to compete for it. I thought that'd be a pretty cool idea. That to me personally
Okay. And then just to wrap up, I'm seeing here, okay, so NFL honors, according to Google, ground player, Josh Jacobs got it. Air player, Joe Burrow. Okay.
makes
Comeback
sense.
comeback player, yeah, Geno Smith. I think we predicted that.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
And coach Brian Dable. Yep.
Did that as well.
Did we predict Nick Bosa? I think we did.
Yeah, we said one of the Boza brothers. No. I
Pred-
said Chris Jones just to be a I can't think of the word that I'm looking for, but I picked Chris Jones and I think you said Nick Bosa.
yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I honestly Michael Parsons probably I thought would get it, but I mean I think Nick Bosa was my personal choice. And then defensive rookie, Sauce Gardner, we got that. Yep.
Yep.
Offensive rookie, Brock Purdy did not get it. It was Garrett Wilson. What the heck?
Wow.
He's a
That
wide
was
receiver for,
the Jets.
yeah, I don't know why. Okay. Well,
He
hey,
had a good year and he was doing good with Flacco.
I
Cool.
just, I wasn't paying attention to the Jets this year.
No, that's
And
fair.
then,
They had really good rookies this year.
yeah, so I think you said earlier, offensive player was Justin Jefferson. Okay.
Yep,
Salute to service, Ron Rivera. Why did he win that? Not to be rude. I don't know what his thing was,
that's
but,
fair.
and then I think the assistant coach was, Demeco Ryans. Oh, the new Texans coach who
So was that the
he was
Broncos
the San
defensive
Francisco,
coordinator?
was it? I thought he was the San Francisco defense.
Might have been. I know he was
Yeah, yeah,
defense coordinator.
that was
Yeah, okay.
him. That was him. And then I guess they're doing it right now, but I don't know who's going to get MVP because I'm not seeing that they've picked that yet. Or do they have defensive player of the year? Yeah, they did. Yeah. And they have offensive rookie, defensive. They have defensive rookie? Yes, they did. Sorry, I'm just like these are so out of order. That's why I'm
No,
like,
that's fair.
but well, anyway, I think they just have to do MVP now, and probably going to go to either Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow. I don't think Josh Allen's getting it. Anywho,
I'm gonna go
so
with Patrick Mahomes.
let's go with Patrick Mahomes. Why not? And then we'll do a Super Bowl recap. I think that'll be our next episode. So, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, thank you all for sticking around and watching this with us. Let us know what your top three favorite and top three worst Super Bowls are, and they could be biased. Ours were biased,
Yep.
so
And
you
if you
know.
have any suggestions for videos, throw them down in the comment section as well, and we will get to those. You got any questions for us, or want to ask us anything about our favorite players, favorite games of all time?
I mean, you can
Ask
ask us
away.
about a team that we hate because, man, there are players on the Cowboys that I respect. I just don't like the organization.
I'm with you on that one 150%.
Like I,
Like Washington, I'm the same exact way. There's players I respect on there that because of their ownership was the reason I didn't become a fan of
well,
them.
apparently I saw a headline that like in a couple weeks, Snyder after the Super Bowl might actually sell. So, and I saw that Jeff Bezos is the current front runner, which we'll see,
See,
we'll
we'll
see.
see.
That'll be like a day long
Birthday
like
present.
party stream or something. Like we're just gonna spend a whole day with like a picture of Dan Snyder, just put a turd on his face.
Just throwing darts at it.
Oh my god. Yep. But that'll be it. Anyway, so thank you all for watching CDT Sports. I have been Dan. This has been
I've been
Chris.
Chris.
Yep. And so we will see you post Super Bowl. Y'all have a good, safe Super Bowl weekend. Please be safe. We love you all. And
Party responsibly.
yep. And even though go Chiefs, even though Eagles are probably going to win. Anyway,
Go good football game.
go good football. Hope it's a good game.